time for Big D Energy with four-time Stanley Cup champ Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Live on the Woodward Sports Network, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo. Welcome back to Big D Energy, everyone. Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy, Darren McCarty. That guy in the captain's chair is T. Foss, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. On a Friday, you guys know we like to cut loose a little bit on these Fridays. We got a lot of good stuff lined up for you here today. Red Wings open up play. We finally made it, everyone. I have my NHL 94 Sergei Fedorov t-shirt on in honor of Red Wings season. You know, D-Mac, it's a tradition. 2 years makes a tradition. You do something 2 years in a row, it's a tradition. And here we are. So we are ready to rock and roll. And before we get into any of this or any of the sports stuff going on, I have to say, I told you so. All of America, all of the Big D Energy audience, everybody associated with Woodward Sports, I told you so. I didn't participate last night. I wasn't subjected to what you people had to watch on Amazon. Not me. And you know what? It's not even about that. It's not about me saying I told you so, because it's never about that. It's about helping people. And before we went on air today, in the back, BMG, Big Mike Gentry, our guy, came up to me and confided in me and said to me, Neal, I was going to turn it on, but all I heard in my head was you saying, I'm not watching, I'm not participating, and I drew strength from your words and had the willpower to not turn that game on.
Are you ready to get even stronger?
Yes.
I don't even know who won, so I didn't even watch it. I knew it was going to be crap. I wasn't going to waste my evening, so I didn't even bother to find out who won between the Bears and Commanders.
Who won?
Commanders won.
Oh.
And what was the score in said game?
15-12, I think.
It was 12-7, actually.
12-7.
Yeah. Even worse.
All right.
How great.
Yeah,
Sounds like a good high school
You know,
game.
I got to come clean. I turned it on.
I can't
When
say.
I went to sleep, seriously, as background noise, anybody that knows me, I usually put on, I like ambient noise, like thunderstorms or rain. Some people like fans and stuff like that. No, I put on that game. It was like halftime, so I didn't technically catch it. I technically caught Tony Gonzalez talking about how he said, I'm sorry, I thought this was a varsity game. This is like a freshman game out there and stuff like that. You got former players talking about how bad it is, Neal, too. So you're on to something.
You got the announcers that are paid, by Amazon, who's in bed with the NFL. Even the announcer, like Al Michaels, hates his life right now. You can tell.
No, but Neal.
Until he looks at his bank account.
Exactly. And what does Al Michaels do every time we can see him get upset? Because he tells us and he orates it to us, and then he goes, but the bag. And then
and then he looks at his phone and busts open, the Bank America app or whatever it is, and says, well, I guess I can take it for 2 more hours and get through this.
It's painful.
Well, instead of faking it, maybe Amazon is saying, announcers, just tell the truth.
Let's just own it and get out in front of it.
To your point, though, Terry, it is refreshing, though, because that's something that really we don't see as much. It's like, I might compare it to foul language on TV. You hear more foul language than we did growing up. Just the regular word in conversations. Sometimes you look at the TV and go, wait, did that just happen? But to this, too, is that announcers being blatantly honest, not being homers and stuff like this. I think it's refreshing because that backs that if I'm watching what I'm seeing, somebody reinforces the fact that somebody who's seen a million more games or played a million more games than I have.
The WoodwardSports.com chat, though, remember, you can get involved. Just jump in there, get your thoughts in there. Jan says, me neither. Did not watch. So I have to take a little victory lap because that's what it is. It's not about me not watching. I had the resolve. I had the mental strength to not do it. It was never going to happen. I was never going to turn it on. When you saw the conviction in my face yesterday. But what I'm happy about is I've helped people. And I've helped improve people's lives where they've drawn strength through my words, T. And I did it. And that makes me feel good. That restores my faith in humanity. And we're all going through the same things out here. We all are.
Thanks for saving us, first of all.
You're welcome.
Secondly, if Commanders and Bears gets a high rating on Amazon, guess what? The NFL is going to say, screw it. We're making you pay $200 for the Super Bowl next year. Because you're stupid enough to watch this game, we can get anything we want out of you.
I needed to know the final result, not necessarily the score, because I wanted to see about Terry's friend down in Dallas Cowboy country. She's still alive.
One game
that's
back.
what we're cheering for now, right?
Yeah.
But what does that tell you, though? But when you hear that, we didn't watch it, but Washington, who we beat the Bears, that turns my expectations of yesterday, thinking that we weren't going to win a game against the Bears, and Terry said that he thought we'd split, to maybe now feeling a little bit more confidence. And what do I have to be confident about with my team? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that we didn't talk about this yesterday, but did anybody else take solace in the fact that around the league you're viewed as like the 26th worst team? Like, you're not even in the bottom 5.
Yeah.
Right, which that to me, I took a breath and went, okay, that sort of goes with the clock, that maybe there is some progress that we don't see because we're right in the middle of it here in Detroit.
Here's a good one, woodwardsports.com chat thread. And this is going to spawn a woodwardsports.com polls. Okay. And this is courtesy of AC. See, I like to say we have a great audience here because sometimes, T, they'll do the job for you if you let them.
That's right.
And AC just
We're
did.
a team.
Yeah, we are a team. All of us. We're all a team together. Even the people that are tough to deal with sometimes and things. It don't matter. You're a valued part of this audience.
Thank you.
Just like the guy I told go to hell yesterday, still my pal.
Yeah, there you go, T-Foss. AC, woodwardsports.com chat thread. Who would you rather watch, Iowa or Thursday Night Football? That is deep, and that is not one. And you guys know how I do this, right? When I answer these questions, there's like an instinctual answer that kind of fights its way to the top. And then I have to say, analytically, is it right? Is your gut right here? And then I battle with it. This will be an internal. I'll need the weekend to think about this one, AC.
Answer that question. I'd rather watch Iowa. Because at least in Iowa, you get to wave at the kids.
CT.
At the hospital.
Yeah.
T. That's
Iowa
recency.
Home game. Iowa home
That's recency.
Game.
What about Iowa at Rutgers? All right, that's what it is.
All right.
That's recency bias on your part. You're letting emotion take over because the Thursday night thing is fresh in everybody's mind, and you haven't got to Saturday yet. You haven't seen that Iowa score updated 6-3 with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. You haven't seen it yet.
Still got to say
Recency.
and
Hey,
wave
Terry,
at the kids.
did you say that they're getting good ratings on Thursday night, or if they do?
They
Because
did the first 2 weeks. I don't know what's happened the last 2 weeks.
If they do, you're right. They're going to keep continuing to feed us hot garbage.
If that game got
they're
good
going to
ratings,
feed us hot garbage, bro.
if that game got good ratings, then their rating system's bullshit. Because you could not. DMAC, I know you caved, and that's all right.
Well, I caved, but on a different reason, because I needed to fall asleep. I couldn't fall asleep with the regular. I had to go to sleep quick.
You're still feeding into the monster, though.
Either way.
They don't know you're asleep. They just know that TV's on.
Yeah. And I can't. I'm going to need the weekend, AC, to sleep on this one. We may have to leave this one up through the weekend on woodwardsports.com. The all-new revamped woodwardsports.com.
Although it's not a bad thing, because you could always bet, and it's in play is, will Iowa's offense score more than their defense? And it's always up for grabs. Because if you're a fan of defensive football, or maybe football from back in the 40s, Iowa's defense is usually pretty good, isn't it?
Brent Anderson says, I watched hockey instead. I did too, Brent. I tapped in. Well, I watched West Virginia Baylor, which was a good football game.
I watched some of that.
They ran, they scored like touchdowns and stuff like that. It was
I watched
really
something
wild.
You didn't watch?
What's that?
Morgan State against North Carolina
Central.
A&T or Central, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who was playing, but I was watching for some reason.
Were you entertained, T?
Yeah, it was a blowout though, but I was entertained for a few minutes.
What about Central Florida Temple, where Temple was winning 10-7 and lost 70-13?
Wait, what?
What the hell did you say?
Temple shouldn't have a football
It's good
team.
adjustment. Good halftime adjustment. Hey, speaking of football, what do you guys got for the high school?
I'm not sure yet. We got to figure that out. We're probably going to go somewhere. I mean, I assume. I don't know just yet.
Stay tuned to the heavyweight heads for the high school
There you go. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Brian Cranford. I watched the TV show Atlanta last night. Brian, I don't even know what that show is, and I would have rather watched this.
That's a funny show.
Good.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up, but it's good at the same time. I watch Atlanta.
Rack says, I flip back and forth between baseball and Impact. Okay, so Nicholas Duncan, I watched the Pistons recap. John Morant killed them.
Yes,
yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
That dude, man.
He's something else.
Memphis got to make a decision. Like, Memphis is very much in the Dallas boat.
Oh yeah, you got to give him something to work with.
You either got to sell out and get it done, or...
Now, is there something there for us if they decide to? Are you looking towards that? Like, is that something that you see Troy Weaver sort of having a side eye on? Of what's going on
no,
down
because
there,
they're not. It's not imminent. You know what I'm saying? He's not like he's 8 years in.
My question comes from the fact of Bogdan Bogdanovic, right? We talked about him. The name had come across us, but the fact that we actually got him, that actually made a deal for him, that was sort of, if we would have looked back, we were sort of, Troy Weaver had to have been side-eyeing him back when we were talking about it, 3-4 months ago. So I just wonder if there's guys out there or whatever that he's looking at to maybe add, or is this pretty much what we're doing?
Oh, absolutely, because of you look at the easily movable vets, the overstock that they have of them. You can see, again, like what I talked about with Brad Holmes, you can see with Troy Weaver.
I asked you because
all that money's just sitting there for a reason.
That money stuff
it's just sitting there for a reason. When he gets an opportunity, and that opportunity's not there per se right now, but who's to say, T-Foss, you covered that league a long time, things change quickly.
They change quickly, and there seems to be a time window when you're supposed to do it. You got to figure out when that window is, and then you got to strike.
Right, absolutely.
And a lot of times, it can't be a deal with one team. You got to get 3 or 4 other teams involved in it before you can pull off what you want.
Right. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Dan says Mark Champion was the Lions' best and most honest. And now, Mark Champion was a voice for a generation about the Lions. Like when they were on defense and it was 3rd and 4 and they jump off sides and give the team a first down, and he would say, God, "You just can't do that."
No, he said,
"Oh my!" And then he'd always followed up with the, "You just can't do that."
Right.
I love Mark, man. One of my mentors in the announcing game. He's certainly good people. I'm glad that I could affect change. I'm glad that people just didn't blindly give in to the NFL machine, and hopefully the NFLT has realized we can only be pushed so far before we start pushing back. That sounded cool, didn't it?
Check the ratings before you get all big and bad, because one of us watched it.
Yeah. One of us let the team down.
For what?
Don't look all like, what you guys talking about?
Yeah. Oh, I need to go to sleep.
TV on.
We made a pact.
Oh, there was no pact made, or else I would have stuck to it.
Okay, you know what? Then let's follow up. Monday night, the Denver Broncos are on Monday Night Football.
There's a Wings game. I'll be downtown.
That's too easy.
Yeah.
Next month. All right. Hold on. I got this one. Because it made me look at the schedule last night. Next Monday night, New England Patriots, Chicago Bears. I'm not shitting you. That is the Monday night game.
God, dude.
New England Patriots, Chicago Bears. That is your Monday night.
Oh, hell
I'm out.
Is Tom Brady coming back? For that
I don't
game?
care if he does. Even he can't save this one. I'm not.
If
I'm
he
not
played
doing
in
it.
that game, I'd watch it.
I'm not watching Russell Wilson anymore, and I'm not watching Bears
Patriots. Are we
Patriots.
putting a Big D ban on Thursday night football, Monday night football?
We're getting close.
I mean, just let me know. I'm all in. I don't care. It's
so
not
that
like
you
you're
don't
asking me
fall
not to
into
watch
temptation.
wrestling. Then
Why don't we all
issue.
go to the Red Wing game Monday night? So
Absolutely.
Because you
Might be a
might fall
family
into
affair.
temptation.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I might do that. I don't know. But I'm not. Next Monday, I'm not. I am not doing that, and I don't care. I don't care. The weekly football pool. If you could win the weekly football pool, if your fantasy football game's coming down to it, be strong, America. Be strong. Tell them about Mr. Phillips, Sam Flannel.
Yes, sir. Not Stone Phillips from Dateline, but Michael Phillips. Looking to buy or sell your home. Whether you're a player or a fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the number one option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. That is 313-403-0011. This is Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. We will be right back.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Off and running, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network on a Friday. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty. D-Mac's feeling it today. He's on.
I got a flight. I got to fly to the west side of the country. Actually going Western Canada today.
You're flying somewhere I never even heard of.
What?
You're flying somewhere I never even heard of.
Where,
Bonnyville, Alberta. Just outside Red Deer, so between Calgary and Edmonton. But you fly into Edmonton. It's like 3 hours from there. So that's where I'll be tomorrow. But you got to leave tonight, so I'm going from here to the airport. So a little behind, you know, when I stroll in, like with 10 minutes to go before the show, you know that the day's going quickly. That's just to say. So.
Oh, man. Spencer Raxter and, of course, Sam Flannel here in the building as well. We're going to get to some college football stuff. I have a question for Michigan football fans. I already gave Sam Flannel a taste of it, so I'm curious to present that to the group. Spencer had an interesting question about the Lions, and I did want to get to this one. If we could airdrop a Pro Bowler into Ford Field, what position would you choose? This is interesting because I'm curious to get everybody's take. If you could airdrop a Pro Bowler into Ford Field on a Sunday at 12:59 and drop him into any position for the Detroit Lions, what position you choosing?
Well, the obvious one is
what does Neal always
is place
say?
kicker, but I'm going to go.
Which is sad, Terry. We haven't even touched on it. I know that the bottom line 2 to 4 has touched on the thing of the kicker, but we've always had the greatest kickers, no matter who's come through here, that were competent. We don't even go to a 49-yarder. I know into the wind and all that stuff, but have the confidence in the kicker. But no, go ahead, Terry. Seriously,
I think I go defensive tackle.
I think that would have a huge effect.
Let me do my best, Neal Ruhl. My initial shock reaction would be middle linebacker, you know, somebody who can disrupt and sort of get the pressure. But I think Terry's right because we don't get enough pressure on the quarterback or somebody that can fill in those lanes and make a play. But if we say that, then that means that we think that our DBs are adequate. Don't we need somebody? We need a general in the backfield, and that might come on the defensive line, where we've seen it, you know, before. Look at Chris Jones, you know. Look at in Kansas City, you look at different guys. So,
I like shutting down the run and putting pressure on the quarterback.
I go I go linebacker just the fact because then if I have that all Pro Bowl linebacker, he covers everything that I complain about. Sideline speed, out of the backfield, covering guys, stuff like that. He's your guy.
You know what's interesting?
True, but the linebacker can put up fake numbers.
Levante David.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about it? Our WoodwardSports.com chat thread, people jumped into this one, right, to get their thoughts out there. And and we can wrap up the WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Who would you rather watch? 59% of you say you would watch Iowa over Thursday Night Football.
That's just not true.
I haven't answered yet. I want all things to be equal. I'm going to come back Monday. Remind me on Monday, because I need the weekend to think about this. I'm going to go into isolation for an hour and just think.
That's fair.
Because I can't allow emotion to dictate.
Here, I'm going
I
to be
have to
real
give the fair
selfish.
answer.
I don't want to talk about Iowa football on Monday. So there.
Okay.
So I'm going to hope you forget.
But because
That's
here's the
responsible,
three
too.
main things that seem to be coming out of the WoodwardSports.com chat thread: secondary, linebacker, defensive tackle. Those seem to be the three main things. So let's pop it up there, Spence. You want secondary, linebacker, defensive line, because that's what it is. I'm surprised it took this long to get this one. Derek Moore says I'd airdrop a head coach.
Hello.
I'm surprised it took that long, to be honest.
But there's no such thing as an all-pro head coach.
Yeah. Schematics. Got you with schematics.
Right.
And Clump Sauce
Hashtag clump sauce.
is the first one that I've noticed anyway to say quarterback. He's the only one out of everybody that said quarterback. And I guess this leads into another question, probably for a little bit later on in the show. It's time to draw the line in the sand with Jared Goff, but that tells me that Goff's doing enough for the people. Doing enough.
Well, I think that 26 out of 32 teams ranked, looked at nationally, tells you the offensive side of the ball, they respect it.
Right.
They think,
That's a fair word.
They think that the New England game was they all got Belichick, like we all have. But offensively, there's respect there. Again, when they're healthy, and even too, what I like offensively is you have different guys stepping in. Tom Kennedy.
But you don't care if your quarterback is ranked 26th if you're putting up 33 points a game.
Facts.
Doesn't matter.
No, but it tells that your quarterback, if you're losing and winning like that way, it tells you that Goff, to Neal's point, is doing better than expected, or to the most part, he's not the problem.
True that.
AC says the Lions need Scotty Hazelton.
No.
We go to Spencer Raxter for comment.
Yeah, if they want to put somebody out there they can shoot in the head on the sidelines. Yeah. that would be
Jesus,
awesome.
man.
Is it the deer season thing?
No,
Is
the
it
Spartans
Heinz
a
guy
little
going?
bit-
That's your buck. for
No,
the day?
guys, don't mess with
Scope.
Spartans this time of year. They're a little bit salty. They're not only shooting deer, but they'll shoot you too. So be careful.
It's true.
All right.
AC also says, when do we start tanking? Oh, tank's engaged. We fired up the NORAD radars and all that stuff. We're rolling the streets because it's time. And look, it's not going to be easy. You saw the Bears lose to the Commanders. I saw a stat. Carson Wentz threw for like 99 yards yesterday or something like that. Is that true?
Yeah.
And they beat the Bears. Hey, you're going to have to work to get this draft pick this year.
But you know what? You know who almost won me? The Commanders almost won me because Rivera, the coach, was screaming about how important Carson Wentz was. That's his guy. Leave him alone. Stop bothering him. I almost bought it. I'm like, all right, this man's standing up for his quarterback. And it added some intrigue to it. So I said, maybe I'll watch it to see if Carson Wentz is going to suck again. But I didn't.
But you didn't.
I didn't
See,
do it.
so Terry almost cracked too. Andrew Klingerman says Goff is the only reason we could easily be 3-2 or 4-1. And Paul Thomas says our offense in general has potential. Our defense doesn't. And I mean,
The upside on the offense is greater than the upside of the defense because that goes with talent. Unless you think that the talent is there and it goes to coaching. It's opposite. I think there's more talent on the offensive side of the ball. I think that with James Williams coming back, there's talent extraordinary. Swift being healthy, Amon-Ra being healthy. That's the availability. And I think that, we always say the bye week in Detroit comes at the right time, but, guys
year.
are going to get rest. And these are guys, you look at, we're waiting for Jerry Jeudy and Pasquale who are, week into coming back now and getting reps. So this team isn't going to be the same team that we saw for the first 5 games. Hopefully it produces like it did at home against Washington, but the spotlight's on the defense, 100%. And it's more so to me, it's on the Aaron Glenn. So
at WoodwardSports.com chat poll, if we could airdrop a Pro Bowler into the Lions team, what position would you choose? And defensive tackle's got 43% of the vote. Linebacker at 35%. And I guess for me, man, I mean, I guess like a hybrid linebacker type. That's how I would operate. If I could drop anything anywhere.
Can I have Aaron Donald, please?
You gotta. Somebody's got to get to the quarterback,
Well, that's
man.
the whole thing, and the fact that this is a low key.
And I was told that wasn't going to be a problem this year.
Yeah, but Neal, this is low key telling you that what Aiden Hutchinson at number 2 isn't playing up to pro. We can see it, but people understand that when they're saying, because if he was the one that was getting pressure, and I think everybody's going along with, if we got more pressure on the quarterback, maybe that our guys like Akuda in the backfield and would be better, would have less time. What do we always say here? When other teams get 3-4 seconds, anybody's going to make a play. So that just goes to show you that we're not getting enough pressure.
I mean, and that's the reason why I would pick some guy like a guy like Nick Bosa if I could airdrop any Pro Bowler onto this team, because we've seen that Aiden Hutchinson is
I was told.
Well,
we were in that neighborhood.
But
guess what?
Hey,
you were told, but you see that you're not.
Well, it hasn't lived up to fruition.
Here's the thing: you were not told. You were not told that he was going to be mismanaged by the coaching staff. Nobody told you that. Because they didn't see that coming.
Well, and that's absolutely part of it. Aiden Hutchinson is not good enough to be your number 1 pass rusher, to be playing 90% of the snaps. If you got a guy like Nick Bosa on the other side of him, he would take pressure off of Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson wouldn't face any double teams. And then maybe he could thrive. Because the other thing that we're not talking about is the guy on the other end who was supposed to be sort of create a dynamic pass rush duo, Charles Harris, has also been disappointing. Romeo Okwara has not played, and Aiden Hutchinson has kind of been counted on to do it all himself, and he's just not good enough right now. And if we had a Nick Bosa, probably the best defensive player in the league right now, to take some pass rushing pressure off of Aiden Hutchinson, I think that would make this defense instantly maybe a 22nd, 23rd in the league just with one player, because getting to the quarterback is just that important.
Legend Killer, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. This Hutch slander is ridiculous. The dude needs coaching, and I'm not. It's not slander. Both things can be true, right? Has he done enough?
No.
Like, is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Can he get better?
Yes.
Yes. Am I
Right.
saying like cut him, get him out of
Here's
town?
the
Will
one
he
thing
get
with
better?
him, the
Yes.
effort's there, the motor's there. It's not a question of is he tough enough, is it this or that. No, it's putting him in the right position for him understanding what it's like to play against
But you know
men.
what though, and that's easy to say, but it's also about getting home.
Right,
You
develop-
gotta get home,
Listen,
dude,
when
and
you
that's on him,
when
man.
you
That's the
hear
way this
who was it,
works.
Jonathan Vilma last week talking about him, he's got to develop a move. In the NFL, power and power to bull rush or whatever it is, that don't work on grown men. Go bull rush your old man. See how that works out
And
for
it goes back to what we talked about.
Develop.
Week 1, you stand up there and you ain't playing Western Michigan, man. It's Lane Johnson over there. You know what I'm saying here? Like that's the way this league works, and every week it's the same thing. And then when you talk about it, yeah, and I love that too. What Vilma talk about, so you have to create a move, like a go-to move. These are the best in the world at doing this.
That's
Right.
But you know what? That's not his job. That's the coach's job. Say, bro, I like your energy. You're giving us all you got, but let me show you a little something. Here's what we can do to alter your attack. He's a rookie in the National Football League. He don't know what's going on.
That's but that's the
But
whole
somebody
point.
else needs to say, hey, bro, come over here for a second. Let's talk.
Charles Harris, it's a development thing, all the guys around you. You don't develop as a player coming in. It's like if we're in practice or something like this and you're not doing something right, or if Steve Eiserman or Igor Larionov wants you to put get in a different position instead of going here, they're going to tell you. And you better listen. So it's like, there's responsibility on him to ask questions, but it's a responsibility, I think Terry's right, on this coaching staff to
Both things can be
watch
true.
tape. All of it is.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about getting better coaching. You're playing against men.
Right, and because that's what it revolves around with me, and I knew that this was going to turn into that, because for me, as we talked about all season long, back before the draft, all of it, the quarterback sack is the new turnover, because that's what flips football games. That shuts down drives, that turns everything around. That's how the league works now. The league is based on quarterback sacks and pressures. That's just the way it is. Look at the QBRs on when under pressure. There are no good quarterbacks in the league when they're under pressure. Even the best ones in the world aren't as good when someone's chasing after them, man. Like, that's it. That's absolutely it. Planet Fitness, today's the last day, everybody. $1 down, $10 a month. Act fast, all right? Join today in club. You're going to pass a couple on the way home or online at planetfitness.com. We'll be broadcasting live from Planet Fitness on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights all day on Wednesday, October 26th. We have prizes for you. Michigan State tickets, also with a 1-year free Black Card membership. A signed Darren McCarty jersey up for grabs. A Braylon Edwards jersey signed up for grabs as well. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Well, your fitness is essential.
And breakfast is too.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Happy Friday at Alta. Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You got a bog project coming up. Alta Rent has you covered, so call them today, 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster here in the house, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. Greg Patterson says defense has been trash. You want to call a rookie a bust after 5 games. LOL. I did.
Said bust.
Yeah, nobody said bust.
Greg, I'll ask you, Greg, personally. Greg Patterson, the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Is it fair to say that it hasn't been enough yet? Is that fair? That's fair. Come on, man. That's a fair criticism.
And who called him a bust?
Right. I just said it wasn't enough. That's fair. It's fair to ask the question. Time for the nickel package.
All right, here we go. Nickel package on the Lions bye week. So let's get in there. First question: who will finish with more passing yards this year? They are 1-2 right now in the league. Josh Allen or Justin Herbert?
Instant reaction, right? Everyone's going to say Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Josh Allen. It is. I can't wait for that game this weekend against the Chiefs. And I do want to ask DMAC this before you guys get in on this question. This game for the Bills, I think, is big and will tell a lot about them in terms of Super Bowl, favorite, winning it, contention. This is a hurdle for them to get over. Do you agree with that, D-Mac, or no?
Yeah, I agree it's bigger than most.
And I think it's big for Allen because I think it's intertwined with this question.
I think absolutely that's where it's at about going. This is like the exhibition or the trial of the big game, what it would be like. I mean, you got Kansas City home dogs.
Never happened under Mahomes' watch.
Right? And I think that, honestly, here, if you play this game, you got to take Kansas City as a home dog until Josh Allen shows you, right? Yeah, I think this is one of the biggest games for them in a season where they have full grasp out of it, but they haven't played 100%. Their lack of execution at the end of their loss hurt them. So, yes, this is everything to Buffalo. But I think Andy Reid knows that too, and low-key, it's a test for Kansas City to see this new model, this new revamped without Tyreek Hill, this new 3 guys to replace 1 guy, right? This sort of thing. Travis Kelce is, being Travis Kelce. So I think that not only the hype up to it, but the biggest spotlight is Josh Allen. And just how Buffalo, and more to Buffalo on how they accept this challenge. Because if they come in here, and it should be a great game, right? But if they have some somewhat dominance, that's going to be really telling. Because this is something that you can build on later on.
Hey, T, and I think if you wanted to make a case for Justin Herbert in this, I don't even know that you can, because Austin Eckler is a capable running back.
Josh Allen, by the way.
Yeah, and he's got a capable running game. Josh Allen's kind of on the island right now.
He's on the island, but in Buffalo, does he have to play the last month of the season like 8 feet of snow? So he may not be able to pass like Herbert can, because Herbert's going to be under sunny skies. It's going to be 72 in Buffalo. You never know what kind of weird weather you're going to get. But other than that, I always pick Josh Allen, no matter what.
Yeah, and I will too. I mean, that's just where we are right now.
Is that the opposite Lions? Never bet with or against the Lions, always bet on Josh Allen? Is that the T. Foss mantra?
Yeah, and used to be never bet against Alabama, never bet against New England when Tom Brady was there. There's just certain things in sports you just don't do.
All right, second down.
All right, next question in the nickel package. Who finishes with a better record, the Giants or the Vikings? Right now, they are both currently 4-1 on the season.
Yeah, like, here we are, man. Giants 4-1, Vikings 4-1, and here we sit. Like, come on, man. When is it our turn? But anyway, that's not the question. It's easy to say the Vikings, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be everyone's answer.
Go ahead, pick the Vikings.
No, I know, I will. I'll take the Vikings. It's just I get a lot of Cinderella at midnight vibes with the Giants. Like the rug's going to be pulled out. But I'll tell you this, and this is more geared towards Sam Flannel. When it all came down to it, and the Giants needed to make a play defensively before Aaron Rodgers could have his Hail Mary moment against the Giants, who got home?
Kayvon Thibodeau.
I'm just saying, he did. And that was a defining moment of that game.
I'm not giving him too much credit, though, until he stops being no-sack Jack.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But anyway, it's a Vikings.
Who do you like more? Who do you trust more? Kirk Cousins or Danny
Dimes? There are, much like America last night, there are no winners.
And,
I'll
barely go Minnesota. I think Minnesota.
Barely Minnesota.
Which of those teams play the Lions twice?
Giants playing once, though.
Well, okay, that's one game advantage.
There's T bringing in the analytics to the decision, and there you it's Vikings around the room.
All right, next question in the nickel package. Here we are.
Third down.
Can the Patriots make the playoffs with a Matt Patricia and Joe Judge-led offense?
Yeah, I mean,
Tua's gone. Division looks like it's up for grabs now.
It provided Mac Jones is healthy. Mm-hmm. Because I saw it. Like, people forget that, man. Patriots were in the playoffs last year. Like, the wheels in the sky kept on turning, man. They were in the playoffs again last year with a rookie. As long as Mac Jones, who's capable, does he look the part? No, he doesn't. But does he get the job done?
Yes.
Yes, he does. There's a lot of Tua qualities to Mac Jones to me. Mm-hmm. He just gets the job done. He's got to be healthy, but yeah, certainly they can.
The question, can the Patriots make the playoffs with Bill Belichick as their head coach? Always. Never bet against Bill.
Short answer from D-Mac. What do you got, T-Foss?
Yeah, they can and they will. If Mac Jones is playing. Not Beetle Bailey. Despite his 29-point victory over the Lions, they won't make the playoffs with him as quarterback.
What if Bailey Zappi gets them in the play? I mean, I'm not feeling it, but what if he did?
That would be insane.
Shut it down, dude.
I said this before the season. If the Patriots make the playoffs with Joe Judge and Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick is the best coach in the history of sport.
Shut it down.
Yeah, it's over. Next question.
Fourth down.
Can the Dolphins beat the Vikings this week without Tua?
Yeah, because the Vikings do have Kirk Cousins. That's the thing with the Vikings. That's what makes the Vikings the Vikings. You never know what's going to happen when Kirk Cousins is involved. He can put 450 on you with 4 touchdowns, 3 to Justin Jefferson, and they can beat a team 48-30. Or he can throw for 99 yards. And they can lose 18-12.
I think Dalvin Cook goes off, though. I think we're taking Cousins out of it this week. Miami's defense is off. They might. They're not worse.
Wait a minute. I was
they're
told
not worse than ours. But what I'm saying is, it's watching them put up points. I started them for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that I think that Minnesota matches up well against them without Tua.
I was told the only reason Tua wins is because the Dolphins' defense is good by a certain partner of Spencer on the Woodward heavyweights. That's what I was told.
I'm going to tell you, don't listen to that guy. How about that?
T, you know what? You told me that. You told me that when I tell you. I already learned that. Thanks though, T.
Neal was just hard at it. Yes, the Vikings can. Well, the Vikings going to win the division. So, yeah, they'll win.
All right. Fifth down.
Final question of the nickel package. Is this the most complete Chiefs offense we've ever seen with Patrick Mahomes? Because that offensive line looks better than anyone I've seen protecting Patrick Mahomes, and they're running the ball with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Jerick McKinnon.
You know what, though? And here's the thing, and sometimes we need our eyes open to this. And you talked about fantasy. You know, Clyde Edwards-Helaire was that running back that was available in the 4th round and the 5th round. Mm-hmm. And so I took him in a lot of leagues. Can it just be, like, how about this? Can it just be that Clyde Edwards-Helaire is pretty good?
Yeah.
Like, can it be that? I'm asking the question.
Really good too.
Yeah. I mean, can it be that? You know, because we're talking about Hutchinson. I hear, well, he just needs coaching, just needs time to get it going. Maybe Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a pretty good player. He's not going to go to the Hall of Fame or anything like that. You're not going to confuse him with Barry Sanders. But maybe he's just a pretty good player.
Yeah.
How about that?
No, he's a damn good player.
Thank you. You know, I just didn't want to get too aggressive with the people. And when Travis Kelce is forced to be the dude, it's going to work.
Dude, bro.
Because he's the dude, bro. Like that's it. And you have those side pieces, you know, Juju Smith-Schuster and Valdez-Scantling and all those guys. Like, McCole Hardman is the forgotten guy on that team, and he's a pretty good player.
Yeah. No,
so, yeah,
deep threat.
it is. It's more balanced, right?
Yeah.
Could that be it?
I think it is. I think it's the most complete I've seen the Chiefs have.
What do you got on the Chiefs, T?
I'm going to say absolutely. Because Kelce, who is a damn good player, it seems like he's elevated his game. He's got the attitude, nobody can stop me, nobody will stop me. He's actually out there almost laughing when he's playing out there. He's having a good time. He's more of the man than he's been before, even though he was the man for many, many years.
Kelce's clowning people, bro.
Yeah, it's the confidence. I think what you see it too and you hear it, but I think it starts, Benny, what you said is that we're seeing Mahomes get protected more, but we also see him healthier than he was playing on one back foot.
That's it too. We are still early in this.
You know, and he still does all this other stuff, but as far as if you say weapons, and these guys, hey, can we just say this? That as years go on, when good players, they get better too, right? So as a whole, you know, the system and whatever, another year into it, and it's a lot of the same guy. You lost Tariq Hill, but the 3 guys you plugged in have seemed to make you more options and better.
Yeah. Juju's playing well. Juju's playing pretty well.
He's doing what's asked.
Yeah.
And it's very quiet, the way that he's gone about the business and everything like that. So, WoodwardSports.com, chat there. Paul Thomas, when is the NFL trade deadline? Anyone know? That'd be November 1st, my friend. So that's when that is going on. Sam Flannel, tell him about Swiss. What kind of Swiss?
Well, not ham and Swiss, unfortunately, or turkey and Swiss. Swiss Insurance Group. Did you know that 1 in 6 kids will develop a medical condition that makes them uninsurable? Swiss Insurance can save you money on your auto and home, resulting in no out-of-pocket cost to insure your children. Check with Mark at Swiss Insurance and make sure your family is protected.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The Bacon Blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Back on and popping, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, T-Foss, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you on a football Friday. Lions on the bye week, so that's refreshing. I do like this weekend when the Lions are on the bye. I get the full red zone experience for the entire day. It is pretty hype. But Saturday, we're all locked into some college football. It's time for the college football nickel package. Mr. Sam Flannel, take it away.
Let's go. Okay, so question number 1, first down. Hendon Hooker, over or under, touchdowns responsible for. This is passing and rushing. 3.5.
3.5
against Alabama.
It better be over. It better be over 3.5, because if it's not, Alabama's getting that dub.
100%.
That's just the way that it is. So, but I really like Tennessee a lot in this game. I really, really do. So I do think it's going to be over, and he can. Maybe he won't overtake J.J. McCarthy in the Heisman race, but if he comes out, really,
Yeah.
he won't overtake J.J. McCarthy in the Heisman race, but if he does get over 3.5 touchdowns responsible for, he's good, and they beat Alabama, he shoots right into the mix for the Heisman.
100%.
I think Tennessee's a better team than A&M, and I saw what A&M did to them last week. And when you come fresh off of a week, like was last week,
that A&M game shook a lot of people's souls about Alabama, didn't it?
Well, didn't it? I put my money where my mouth is to see if what I was seeing was true. I didn't believe it. After I believe it, I see it. I'm good. I don't, I'm not calling for Tennessee upset here and stuff, but as far as it's going to be that Alabama can't stop people like they used to. You got to get it in your head that they lost a lot of talented guys, and these kids just haven't stepped up yet.
And they commit
penalties. Well,
penalties.
Have you seen it?
I've never seen that before.
Undisciplined team like this. So
not since Michigan State.
So Tennessee's Spenny's team, right? And just waiting for this opportunity. I think there's a maturity that we haven't seen with this Tennessee team in the past. We'll find out this week if it's real or not.
T, am I drinking too much of the orange cream Kool-Aid?
I will say this: Alabama is not Alabama this year,
but they're still Alabama.
They're still Alabama. But to score 4 touchdowns against them, one man, that's a lot. I'm going to say under.
Okay. And look, maybe I'm getting too consumed as we get ready to get to the football weekend.
You know what? You're happy. You're going to have a good weekend. I can already tell. You're in a good mood.
I
You're
am.
slappy. You think anything is possible this weekend. For 4 touchdowns by one man against Alabama, that's a lot.
Yeah, 3-1. 3-1 counts.
It certainly does, man. Second down.
All right, speaking of Tennessee, Alabama, there are 2 top 10 matchups going on this Saturday. Michigan, Penn State, and Tennessee, Alabama. Which game will have the closer margin of victory?
I think it will be very, very close. I think Michigan, Penn State will be a closer game. Although, here's the deal. I think if Alabama beats Tennessee, the horses may get out of the barn a little bit because Hooker's making mistakes and things like that if they do beat them. With that being said, this whole top 10 matchup thing with Penn State and Michigan, this is the 3rd time I've been told that Michigan and Penn State are meeting as both teams in the top 10. Have they been top 10 teams at any point in the last 2 decades?
At some point, yes.
Both of them?
At the same time, no.
Okay, that's my point. So,
Here's the thing. Penn State can run the football, and I am not convinced that Michigan is a great, run defense team. They might be good, but I think Penn State's going to keep it close just for that reason. And Jim Harbaugh, despite what Flannel says, despite what Michigan people want to see, Jim Harbaugh is not going to become Air Coryell, anything like that.
No, I think that he's not letting it's going to be deteriorating.
And that's my point. I think Michigan could have the wider margin of victory, but it won't be allowed to happen.
No, it's a 10. I still think Michigan covers, but it's like 10, 13 points. Right?
I just can't shake the Clifford.
27-17. Keep that
Penn
in your
State.
mind.
Yeah.
Penn State is
I'm
counting.
going to bet that number too, Terry. On
Okay.
the dot.
Hey,
Plus
just
trillion.
bet that it'll be 10-7 at some point in the second quarter. You can bet on that because that always hits. But it's just Penn State's counting on a Sean Clifford, James Franklin parlay. And as we found out, when you're counting on parlays, you're going to lose that money.
More often than not. All right, third down. Who wins the big Pac-12 showdown this weekend? Number 7 USC traveling to number 20 Utah.
I keep going back and forth on this game because Utah, a lot of shine was lost on Utah when they went into Florida and won. And I thought that was kind of unfair that the way people held that game at Florida. Who's signing up to go on the road to go to SEC stadiums? There ain't a lot of folks that are doing it in this day and age. But Utah does it. And they lost a close game. And like Anthony Richardson was in the Heisman race after that game. Since then, he's gone. But I think Utah lost a lot of their shine after that game in the national circles. We've been talking about show me games, and this is like a show me weekend with all the unbeaten teams that are playing each other and stuff like that. USC, because Utah does not lose at home. They do not lose at home. And they're doing it all, the blackout, all that, like it's an event, all that kind of stuff. This is a show me for USC because I don't believe in the Pac-12. You can tell me about the UCLA and the USCs and stuff like that. Lincoln Riley did this at Oklahoma a lot. Where he got them to that point, and then in the big game, poof, they were gone.
So to show you're going Utah. You think Utah is
I'm at DMAC where DMAC was last week with Alabama.
Okay.
If
USC.
if Utah is what we thought they were, and conversely, if USC is what I think they are, then Utah will win this game.
Okay.
Fellas, I have a philosophy in life.
Listen,
you do
kids,
not
listen.
win in the mountains of Utah. It's very difficult. And I don't even know if they have mountains. Whatever they got, it's hilly over there. But Utah is sort of like Hawaii.
Lake.
Hawaii sucks when they come to the mainland, and they can surprise you when they're playing on their little island over there. Utah's gonna win this game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning to, and that's kind of where I sit with it. USC's got to show me, man. I don't buy them as of yet.
That's fair, but they're still undefeated. So this is a huge game. And fourth down, and I want Spencer Raxter to get on this one too. Does MSU end their losing streak by playing host to Wisconsin this Saturday?
Let's go right to Spencer Raxter, shall we?
Well, I mean, I want to say yes. Like, I want to think we can beat Wisconsin and hold them to something, but
he sounds broken.
I am broken.
So broken, dude. I asked him earlier today.
Shattered.
I mean, he doesn't even want. He's like, hey, you want ice cream, Spence?
Yeah, I didn't even know
But
who they were playing.
you told me before this season. You said, "Hey, the recruiting class is coming next year."
Yeah.
Last year was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
There's going to be regression this year. You told me that.
I did.
So you expected this to some degree.
To some degree. Not
Yeah,
to
but
this
he
degree.
said you gotta go in. We gotta go in. You gotta cut on your arm here. You might need a Band-Aid or maybe a stitch, and he's walking out getting amputated.
Yeah.
Plant your flag.
Sorry, if this doesn't work, it's gangrene. We're gonna have to amputate. It's gone worse than he expected it.
Yes.
He's trying to take it in for all it is, but he's using the DMAC. I'm proud of him because he's not getting emotionally invested. He's checked himself out. That's why he can't go to the tank you want him to go to, because he really doesn't care. He's moved on. He hopes so.
Well,
So
I don't
it's
think you've
something-
moved on yet because now you lose this week because it's over. Like the bowl stuff's
It's already over.
I mean, I know, but
I know
it's
this,
officially
Spanny.
over.
You're good, Spanny. I'm hot. Good. Keep going, Neil.
Can they win or no?
You're not going to get anything.
Yes, they can win.
Based on what?
Peyton Thorne can do something against them.
I'm not allowing
He's
that
a
anymore.
Malvatose Sparty right now.
I'm not allowed.
He's
Spence,
Malva Sparty.
I went to the well for you before on this with the whole Peyton Thorne thing. I'm not allowing that one anymore.
He can do something with those wide receivers against that Wisconsin
When?
defense.
It's October, bro.
I know. Against that Wisconsin defense, he could do something. That's the only faith I have.
Maybe Peyton Thorne has been injured the last couple of weeks, and maybe he's going to be healthy this time. But here's the problem Wisconsin, ever since I was in a crib, Wisconsin has run the football. But they could probably pass against Michigan State's janky secondary.
You're damn right they can.
So I'm going to say no. They will not.
I'd say no, too.
I want to believe, like, at some point, when do you draw the line as a man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all go through that point. Or, like, when do you say, all right, that's enough?
I think that's already gone by. It almost
Maybe
like
you're right.
Washington did that to him.
Maybe you're right.
Coming back home, and I think we're there, Neil, and it's also, too, realizing where you're at and what you have to look forward to.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, rack. Spencer's so broken, he spent one rack Monday at the Coliseum. You hate to see it.
If I had a rack,
yeah.
If I had a rack, I wouldn't be spending it there. I'll tell you that.
All right, what are we, fifth down we're at?
Yes, final question. Who is more likely to lose their first game this weekend? These are both undefeated top 10 teams. Clemson playing on the road at Florida State, or Oklahoma State playing on the road at TCU?
I would say Oklahoma State, based on the history. And I had the opportunity to, the Florida State thing, remember with the Wake Forest game and all that, with the show me, the show us?
They didn't.
So you had your shot, Florida State. You didn't do it. And that hurts me because I love Florida college football, but it's dead. It's dead. And I'm skeptical that it's ever coming back. You might see the only one that I think that can get back is Florida State if they go get Dion. If they get Coach Prime. That's the only way I could see it coming back to that level because he's getting 5 stars to Jackson State. What would he do at Florida State?
Clemson has my interest, right? Clemson has kept me interested. Clemson, and I believe, Clemson and USC is those sort of two teams because the question, Neil, right now, and when I came out and said that I don't think that Alabama and Georgia are going to win this year, that puts it up for grabs. And who are the teams that could be? So I'll have my eye on Clemson, but I lived down in Florida 6 years, and with Florida and Florida State, like there is a rivalry. It's a lot like. It's a little different, but it's a lot like Michigan State here. But you're absolutely right. They've been calling for him for many years. And if they do, that's probably one of the best things for the SEC and for Florida.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just, and Oklahoma State, I kind of comped in towards the Minnesota Vikings of college football. Like, they're good. They're good a lot. And they're in the top 10. And every single time you believe in them to take that step, they let you down.
Let me steal a line from the great Neal Ruhl. Clemson, I was told, boy, they better watch out for North Carolina State. I was told they better watch out for Wake Forest. Kick both their asses. Same thing will happen with Florida State. I'm actually a little bit afraid.
It makes me sad.
I'm a little bit afraid of TCU. I think they're tucked away in a part of the country where only Neil pays attention to them. They're a little bit dangerous.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
They were almost 20-1 to win the Big 12 before the season. Almost 20-1. That's all I'm saying. Good job, Sam Flannel. Nickel packages, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you, young man.
Yes, sir. Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word. It helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you know someone that needs help, or if you yourself need help, if you're struggling, head to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com. The Sports Marketing Agency. They are here to help.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone, or mobile device.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. 2 different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play as well as private lane reservation for $120 if you get thirsty. They have a $2 mystery beer vending machine as well as multiple fully loaded bars if you want to make a decision. So make sure you come check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, hour number 2 on a Friday, pushing towards that weekend. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, T. Foss, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rachter, WoodwardSports.com, chat thread, Chuck Brewer. There's a deep-rooted trauma with Neal in Michigan. He speaks facts, but goes out of his way to throw shade any chance he can. I love it. He speaks facts, but goes out of his way to... Again, I only deal in factual statements. Sam Flannel, is that fair?
The whole J.J. McCarthy for the Heisman sort of, that's a tone thing, because we all know, even I, that he's nowhere near New York right now.
He was the 5th most bet guy to win the Heisman. Somebody thought it.
I understand that.
And you thought it too, Slam Fam, for a while.
When you throw 0 touchdown passes against UConn, you're out of the race. I even know that.
You said there's a path to get to... No, you said he'll still be in New York. You said that.
If he breaks the single-season Michigan touchdown pass record...
Which you guaranteed that he would.
I did at the beginning of the season, and Michigan is undefeated, he will be in New York. But he has a lot of work to do. A lot.
It's just, I wonder...
In other words, he thought it was going to happen until he actually saw him play.
I'm not disappointed in J.J. McCarthy. I think he's actually been pretty good. He's just been a little bit handcuffed at this point.
The coaching's holding him back. I was waiting for that one. The coaching's holding him back.
There is an aspect to that. And Terry Foster will even back me up. He said it too.
I said it.
Yes.
I knew from day one, Jim Harbaugh was not going to let this man lose.
Hey, you know what? All things being fair, honestly, Sam Flannel, I am in that camp too. Which goes back to the whole Michigan thing. The philosophy that they employ isn't today's college football.
That's right.
No,
here's the question for you. Who was the last man to hold Michael Jordan to below 20 points a game?
Dean Smith.
It's Dean Smith.
Really?
That was the last guy.
Yeah, you're right. That's it.
No, but, it is true to some degree. It is. And that's why, the whole thing... You got to get with the times, man. Look at what teams are doing. You have to be capable of getting into the 40s at any given moment in college football.
100%. The one thing, though, that I will say is that J.J. McCarthy, even though I think the shackles have been on him a little bit, he has shown that he can take what the defense gives him. And for everyone who said he was going to be a turnover machine, I just don't see it. He's literally just done what was asked of him, and it's been enough in these games, but I suspect going ahead, especially against Ohio State, he's going to have to air it out a little bit.
Well, here's the whole thing, too, right? In all honesty, eyeball test is at the times that he has been allowed to air it out, hasn't worked out, right? So Harbaugh's in the back.
That only happened once.
Yeah, I was told it only happened once.
Listen, Legend Killer chooses. We watch games differently from what the rest of us on this side of the room saw, right? Is we did see that. We did see the strength. But to Terry's point, he's only going to give him 1 or 2 shots to prove that he can before he builds it into the game plan. He's going to go back to what do we know Harbaugh's going to do? Go back to what he knows and feels comfortable with. Whether it's right, whether it is going with the times and adjusting, that's not saying that. It's going to what he's going to do.
Let me give you a little piece of advice so you can survive on this show. You got to make a decision. Are you going to believe your lying eyes? Or are you going to believe Sam Flannel over here?
I'm going to believe my lying eyes all day long.
All right.
Listen.
You good then.
Absolutely.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Kevin in Muskegon says J.J. McCarthy will be in New York. Just visiting Eli Manning is all. So that was pretty good. I did like that one. I had another one here. Damn it, I lost it. It was being critical of me. So I like reading those because those are always fun. But yeah, it's... I am with you to some degree. Just kind of wrapping. Not about him being... I laughed when he got bet up to 20-1 to win the Heisman. You would have literally been better off taking your money, getting it in dollar bills, putting it in a duffel bag, unzipping the duffel bag, put it in the backseat of a convertible, put the top down, and drive down the freeway and write your company's name on every dollar.
Is this a gambling moment of 20 to 1s? What are better? I gave you a 20 to 1 yesterday. Mo Sider winning the Norris.
Those are not constructed the same. The odds are the same.
That's what I'm saying, but as a 20 to 1 bet.
Yeah,
that's
that one,
a bet.
that has
That's
validity.
Not a bet. This
you
has
made a
validity,
case for
right?
it. Yeah.
We're trying to show how a 20 to 1 bet that you want to.
I thought he was going to say take that convertible and drive it off the Grand Canyon.
Either or, you probably, it's 21 for a reason. That means money's gone.
This has become a discussion here in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I had a topic all lined up, but again, sometimes you guys program the show. Tommy Williamson, Big Ten is by far the best conference this year.
Wait,
Barf. No. That is not accurate. And there's other people
what
saying
sport? Hang on, and what sport?
Gymnastics.
Yeah, we're talking about field hockey.
Gymnastics. Kyle Ramos, Big Ten is not mid. TF, you smoking.
I mean, besides Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State, it's a bad conference. I mean, are you talking about Illinois being ranked? Are you really saying that they're good? The Big Ten is mid. It's okay to say that Michigan is a good team, but they play in a weak conference, and so far they've had a weak schedule. Both things can be true. I don't know what you're looking at if you think the Big Ten is good. It may be a little top-heavy, but it has no depth whatsoever. Like, most of the teams are awful. It's unwatchable, most of these terrible games.
Yeah, I mean, you just go to the Pac-12, right? Like, we're talking about Utah and going to play in Utah. I saw they're like some crazy, like 20-1 against the spread in their last 21 home games, or some crazy number like that.
What
like
Terry says, it's tough to play out there in the mountains.
You got UCLA, USC, Utah, Washington's capable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to work backwards on this stuff, guys. It's a bad year for the Big Ten. Are you really? The whole half of the conference is eliminated every year.
There's 3 teams right now. There'll be 2 after this weekend. Because going to go back to Michigan, Ohio
one way
State.
or the other, there'll be 2, right?
Here's the thing. We acknowledge there's maybe 2 good teams in the Big Ten. When you look at the Pac-10, if you eliminate Michigan and Ohio State, how many Pac-10 teams could win the Big Ten? Right. USC would win it. Utah would win it. Possibly Oregon.
Oregon would probably win it. Yeah.
Would win it. There's 3 teams right there that would be ahead of the Big Ten. SEC, let's throw out Alabama and Georgia. They don't count. If you put LSU in this, or Tennessee, I think they'd win this conference if you eliminated Ohio State.
They'd be in the mix. Tennessee would be in the mix to win the Big Ten this year.
No, they'd win it. Tennessee would win it, and they're not going to win the SEC. So you look at it from that standpoint, there's a bunch of teams outside the Big Ten that could come over here and win it. You got your 2 teams this year. It's back to the 70s, Michigan and Ohio State. Well, at least it will be after this weekend when Michigan will beat Penn State, pal. I don't care what you say.
When you say, though, on the whole, the college football is down?
Yeah, I think that's fair,
like
because
if we're used to watching it at an 8 out of 10, if that's just
and I give you credit, D-Mac, because you were kind of the first to the party when and this was a couple weeks ago when you said, you know what? If you said Alabama or Georgia versus the field, you were one of the first to say it. You said you would take the field. That was a couple weeks ago.
Like you said, it's sort of like the referendum game or whatever they call it. No, I need to see. I'm looking for this. I didn't see this. I can lead a path. Here's the why. Boom. I'm nailing that cross in there and going to die on that stake because and in that way, that means that the back end has pushed up as we're talking about, expanding the playoffs in a few years, this conference changing, this moving in there. The back end talent, it seems like it's moving together, but as the top drops a little bit in the Georgias and the Alabamas, so maybe now we're watching more of a 7 out of 10 game than we are a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10 game on a whole. So it seems to me you just have to look to find good teams. We're trying to find good teams instead of saying, well, this team's good and this guy's got this guy and that.
Let's just look at the rivalries. Back in the day, when I was a youth, you had to watch USC, UCLA. Not anymore. Back then, to a certain extent, you would watch Washington, Washington State. Not anymore. Michigan, Ohio State. must watch. For a long time, that wasn't the case anymore because Ohio State was just kicking their ass.
Nebraska, Oklahoma was one that you watched all the time.
Oklahoma, Arkansas, Texas,
Arkansas, LSU because it was Thanksgiving weekend on that Friday.
Yeah, that's a great
Those
point.
games are done.
They are. MPWMU. What about this one? LSU, Arkansas, Auburn, A&M all suck this year. Georgia, Bama, Tennessee, maybe Ole Miss are good. MPWMU, I'll give you anyone on that side of the Big Ten you want. But Illinois is the hot flavor, right? They're ranked this year. They're ranked now. They play Texas A&M. They play 5 games at Illinois. They play 5 games at Texas A&M. Who's winning the majority of those games?
Texas A&M's winning
Texas
8.
A&M.
That's what I was going to say, 8.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
6.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's that, and that's the ranked one, Illinois, that we're talking about. Like, come on, man. It's not, and it's okay to say that.
The Big Ten West should be relegated to like the Sun Belt or the MAC or something like that this year, honestly.
I don't know, man.
Commissioner Legend Killer. Can you imagine? That's what we need.
Real quickly for you guys, if you had to bet the grocery money, the family grocery money for the week.
So Junior ain't eating.
Junior ain't eating if you get this one wrong.
All right, go ahead.
Who you betting to win the national title right now?
OSU.
Yeah.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
What about you, Terry?
Still think they'll find a way. I'm still going to Roll Tide.
You still going to say, and I can't kill you on that one. We got this, and Nicholas Duncan in our WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Or says, I still think Alabama takes it, and I can see that sentiment. I can't crush you on that one.
And I feel shaky saying it.
Yeah, I mean it is. I'm with you, D-Mac. If I got to bet the family grocery money, I think I'm taking Ohio State.
It's the same thing as what I said earlier. Kansas City Chiefs are a home dog, right? Things are changing around the football landscape throughout, right? The fact that we're questioning Alabama. Just saying, Terry. Terry told me to the only thing that I come out of the conversation in the first hour or something is that still don't bet against Bill Belichick. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Everything else, rivalries are changing. You got the Chiefs home dogs to the Bills. You got Terry sitting over there going Alabama, but I don't really like it, but I got to do it. Because I'm a smart man.
And Junior may not eat. I understand that.
Well, it's because Neal might say you hate money, but you're smart when it comes to a good deal, like a haircut or like Lady Jane's haircuts from 168 of them across this great country. Come to Lady Jane's for award-winning haircut experience. Register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment of your dream home. I was going to say 1, but Terry said, no, dude, 200. Yes, $200,000 towards your dream home thanks to T. Foss here. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week, walking anytime. It's wicked awesome. Make sure you get in there and register.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the #1 site for all of your game day betting activity. Line it up on a Saturday morning, everybody. You know what I'm talking about. Tomorrow morning when you're getting ready to operate, shall we say, they get you play-by-play updates, live scores, and most importantly, the best price on every game from multiple sports books. You guys got these games you have an eye on, right? We're talking about them here today. Take the best line available. oddstrader.com can help you do that. Customize a list to the sports books you have accounts with, and then boom, you move quickly and you get the best price. Go to oddstrader.com right now. Go to the App Store, download the OddsTrader app. It's oddstrader.com to find your best bet.
There's this.
There it is. That's right. That beats slaps, bro.
Friday.
Yeah, that beats slaps, no doubt about it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, T. Foss, D-Mac. We're going to talk some Red Wings coming up in just a little bit. Season. They dropped the puck on the season coming up tonight down at LCA. Montreal Canadiens are in town. Should be pretty hyped down there on a Friday night with Montreal. You headed down there? No, you're going to the airport. You're dipping out of town.
I'm going to miss it. Red carpet starts at 4:30. If you haven't heard, Billy Husso will start out in net. Ben Sherratt and David Perron will be your alternate captains for this game. And, you know, the lines... the big conversation I got on Darren McCarty 4 on Twitter, what I see through the WoodwardSports.com chat is, what about Zadina? What about Zadina? He's not playing tonight. He's a healthy scratch.
Oh, boy.
But what's there oh boy about? There's not to oh boy about, because when you look at how this team's put together, and I love hearing the conversation with Derek Lalonde, the coach, talking about it, saying he handled it well as a professional. But he's not fighting for fourth line minutes. He's fighting for second and third line minutes. And the fact is that at $1.8 million, you're more of an accessory. So if you wonder why is Adam Ermanni in there instead of Philip Zadina, well, because Adam Ermanni can be effective with 7 or 8 minutes in a PK and stuff like this. Philip Zadina, if he's in the lineup, needs 12, 14 minutes so he can be productive. I think that there's an understanding to that. So expect early in the season to get a bit of a shake. You know, he's going to get in the lineup. It's not like he's going to miss 10 games and stuff like that. But just, to me, what it shows is that there's a little bit more depth, definitely, than we had last year. But guys are fighting for spots. And that's good, because the other guy that's out, Pi Suter, was your second-line centerman last year for most of the season.
That's fair.
Right? So what I'm saying is that it's not a detriment to these guys moving forward with the fact you didn't think that Soderblom in his 6'8" or 6'9" was going to make such an impact. But look at that third line right now. I mentioned it yesterday. Monsters. Is it not worth going out and trying something at the beginning of the year into maybe an expense to a guy that you know what you have? Right? To me, you got a guy 6'6", 6'9", and another guy 6'4" on the same line. If they can develop together, that's worth.
But let me ask you this, big man. When you have back-to-back games, won't the Wings, because back-to-backs are kind of tough, maybe keep a couple big names out of the lineup, either the first or second night?
You play all your best players until the thing, but you have that.
But he'll probably play tomorrow.
Right. No, I understand that, but your top guys are going to play. Right, but if it doesn't go well or whatever, like Soderblom's on a short leash here. You could see Zadina in the lineup tomorrow for him or whatever. It's the options. The responsibility of the Zadinas and the Suters as true professionals is to be ready to jump in. And I expect at least Zadina to play tomorrow, unless they come out tonight and are clicking on all cylinders, or unless this Coach Lalonde has a different plan. Again, it goes into trusting the person in charge and what's going to move forward. So again, Neal, sort of one of these casualties to getting better, an opportunity and signing guys, because you got Bertuzzi, Larkin, Raymond on the first line. You got Verona, who didn't start the season last year. You got Kopp and Perron, who you just brought in.
You got pros. You got pros there, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
There's two guys that you brought in and second-line guys, right? That pretty much said, hey, Phil, no, 1.8, back to the bus. You're not a second-line guy in this league.
Multi-million-dollar long-term contracts.
Then you turned your third line to 25 feet of human beings or whatever like this, and Soderblom, Rasmussen, and Sundqvist, and then you come back with your fourth line, Kubalik, Verona, and Ernie. Right? Which Kubalik's going to get power play time. Veleno and Ernie are more on the PK and stuff like that. You see roles filled by guys.
Let's play a little math game.
Okay.
It seems like in the past, the Wings were trying to fill 3 lines of forwards with like 7 or 8 guys. Now they're trying to fill 3 lines of forwards with maybe 11 or 12 guys. So somebody's got to sit.
There's no room at the end for everybody.
So there's competition for those spots. Whereas before, It wasn't.
And the question is, who do you start him in front? Where do you put him into that lineup? Right? I think he was put on the third line or whatever with the minutes where Soderblom was, but he came in and played him out of his spot, which how can you argue? It's a new toy in town, bro. Let's see if this kid can keep working and adjusting, because it's something that's never been around. Like, I don't know. I'm so excited because of the reach of somebody and the way that they call the NHL. It'd be like having a guy like Calvin Johnson coming out today, being able to out-jump everybody and not be touched as a wide receiver.
So, like, when we have this discussion, then, because clearly the pendulum has shifted from a talent perspective, there are viable... throughout your first two lines, there are viable multi-million-dollar pros there, to whereas before it was more kid-based, right? Is that fair? Like,
everybody on your top 6 players, right? Can we all agree are Perron's making 4.5,
yeah,
but are $5 million players.
Those are big time players.
$5 million plus numbers.
Right. So with that being said, then, because initially I want to say, hey, compete to be on the graphic. Don't be done in March. Right? That's what I say, right? Don't be done in March. And I know the division's hard as hell. And you know that you could argue the Florida Panthers got better by getting Tkachuk and things like I know the division's hard as hell. That's easily said. But when you start breaking it down, working backwards, as we like to say on that, when you have as viable a first two lines as anybody else around you, right? I mean, top end talent, no, but just in terms of professionals, the days of, as what you said, a couple of rookie contract guys being your go-to guys on the second line, those days are over now. Those days are over.
Absolutely.
So should I reassess my expectation?
No.
Okay.
Because why can't we just?
I want them to be alive, even if it's like you need 8 things to happen the last week of the season. I'm cool with that.
Here's my expectation.
In the discussion.
Right, here's my expectations right now. Right? Can we beat Boston and Ottawa with 2 games left in the year? If we win these 2 games, we make the playoffs. That's the conversation I want to have.
Bingo.
Don't temper it to anything
and I'll
else
even stretch it further.
It's the same thing when we're hounding Hutchison and all this stuff, really. But when you look around, you got till the clock ends. You got the whole season. It's just don't get caught up in it. Enjoy what's around, because, yes, what you see, right, is on paper, they are better. But as Dylan Larkin, their captain, said yesterday, paper don't win hockey games. Now we got to go out and compete. And every other team expected to get better, right? There's only 1 or 2 teams, right? The Chicago Blackhawks that people are saying, can they win
historically
20,
bad. Yeah.
Right. And then Arizona, but they always play teams tough. So go out and play Bettman hockey where he wants it. 5 or 6 teams vying for 1 or 2 spots at the end of the season. And to me, this year's a success.
And that's good enough.
If we have this conversation this point next year, absolutely playoffs or fire the GM. Yeah.
Right. And there is a thread.
I go there.
Did he say that? No, he didn't say that. That was my imagination. No, but there is a thread with the Wings that's playing with all the other 3 teams, but not with the Wings. All the other 3 teams, it's like, this rookie had better play well or this team is screwed. You don't have that with the Wings. You have a rookie that we all like. We're like, we hope he plays well, but if he doesn't, somebody else will replace it and they'll be fine. And we just want to see him because he's a freak. We're not saying Soderbergh has to play well or the Wings will suck. But the other teams, you had Torque.
We just want the carnival, Barker.
Yeah. Right. The lines, you had Hutchinson.
Step right up.
Yeah, you just want PJ Fleck to direct you into LCA with a monkey on his shoulder.
See the amazing 6'8" wing for the Red Wings.
6'8" hockey player on skates.
On skates.
And with the Pistons,
PJ Fleck.
Jaden Ivey and Darren, they better clown or else they're in trouble.
Yeah, there it is. And then look, we're going to know right away because that schedule is tough coming out, and they're in a tough division and all of it. So, yeah, man, that's where I am with it. When we come back, we're going to be joined by our guy Ryan Palter at Feldman Chevrolet. Get you an update to the Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup. There's been a setback for Darren McCarty, but he ain't out of the fight yet. and we're going to discuss when we return after I tell you about Cintron, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. All 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack Red Wings theme sampler box. Okay. You can try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic and sugar-free, all-in-one Red Wings themed package. Go to CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Order it up. Think they're ready to make the move towards the playoffs? Get your Cintron Red Wings Edition 6-pack. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Hey guys, need to get back in the weight loss battle? Feel like summer packed on a few too many pounds? Custom Health Center can help you take the willpower out of weight loss. Whether you need to lose 20 pounds or 120 pounds, Custom Health Center will help you do it quickly and safely. Go to CustomHealthCenters.com or give them a call today, 844-789-THIN. That's 844-789-THIN. It's Custom Health Centers. Back at it, Big D Energy, your Woodward Sports Network. Talking a lot of football, as you know, here on a Friday, getting you geared up for a big weekend of football. So you know what that means. We have to check in with our guy, Ryan Palter, the sales director at Feldman Chevrolet. Get you updated on our Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup race. And Ryan, look, before we get into your picks, our picks this weekend, we do have to talk about Mr. Darren McCarty. He went 0 for last week. Now, 0 for last week. Now, we dropped the ball a little bit because the rest of us went 1 and 2, but that he's got to feel a lot of shame, you would think, right?
I would think he does. You know, he was talking a little bit last Friday about how I didn't feel so confident, and you know, the betting gods got the best of him.
D-Mac, your comment, sir.
No, see, if you want to, I went with the old tactic of show me, so I put my money behind what I wanted to be showed. If you want to be convinced of something, bet on it and lose, right? So I'm convinced on Alabama. I'm convinced on the Lions right now. So technically, it's the self-sacrificial way, just so I could get to this point. I want you to know, guys, this week, I consulted with one of my football consulting, and actually my friends at Guardian Alarm helped me with this pick, so I feel protected this week.
All right, well Ryan, we'll bring you.
Let me just say shame on Neal again. Even though you said something that's factual, you still rubbed it in my man's face, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, that's a tone thing, right? I'm told that's a tone.
I did. Hey, shot across the bow, dude. It's a good thing. Like, but Neal doesn't understand that I do the death match, so you hit me, and I actually like it. But I put it down. I wrote it down. That okay.
No, Neal said something factual, but he didn't have to single you out.
No, and then he singled out poor Rye too, just to point the home right in, because he knows Rye likes to chirp and stuff. But Rye took it easy, so Ryan knew Neal's tactics too, and
yeah, is that what it is? It's the hockey. All right, I got you. It's the hockey.
Listen, but I'll tell you what. One thing, knowing a fighter in hockey, he knows that he never wants to make the first hit. He wants to take the first hit. That's
Okay.
gonna get you more fired up. So I'm actually really nervous for DMAC this weekend. I'll be honest.
Unless we're fighting for God, because he always said it's better to give than receive.
Yeah, well, hey, he did take the first hit. He was 0-3. That's not a tone thing. That's a math thing. We had the picks out there in front of you. So, Ryan, let's...
It's written in stone.
It's written in stone. Speaking of written in stone, let's go to your picks. You went college exclusive card this weekend.
Exclusive.
All right, break it down.
Yeah. Listen, we had Santa George show up to work today, so he's bringing the good luck. So I'm thinking 3-0 this weekend.
Okay.
Starting off, we had Minnesota at Illinois. And let me ask you guys a question. Did you think that there would be a big game in the Big Ten West from Minnesota at Illinois in October?
Well, no,
I
Ryan.
didn't think there'd be a big game in the Big Ten West, period.
Yeah, ever, because it's not a big game. It's two mid teams, but go on. That doesn't matter for our purposes.
For that side it is. And, listen, I picked Illinois plus 6.5. They're 4-0 at home, and do I think they're going to win? No, but I think it's going to be a tight game, and I think that it's going to be within 3. So I think they're going to hold that 6.5 in that game. Now the next pick, I had USC at Utah, and I'm picking USC plus 3.5. Can you believe that a top-ranked team is getting points from a 4-2 team ranked 20th?
Yes.
I mean, Lincoln Riley doing what he was hired to do at USC. And Caleb Williams has thrown 14 touchdown passes to 1 interception. I mean, that's the lock of the century right there. USC's getting 3.5. I think that is
Ryan's going to
write it
Terry.
down right now.
You don't win in the mountains of Utah.
You don't win in the mountains of Utah, but that's okay, Ryan. You're going to do it. Okay.
Listen, 3.5 though. They don't have to win. They just gotta lose by 1, and they cover.
Famous last words.
Or they could lose by 12.
Great team getting 3.5.
Lock of the century is what got my attention. So,
all right.
Lock of the century. Now the next one I had some insider information on. The announcement was Feldman Chevrolet of Novi and Feldman Chevrolet of Lansing is sponsoring Malcolm Rodriguez. That is officially out there. We have a partnership with him, and he told me OK State all day against TCU. So rivalry game.
What else is he going to tell you?
My boy Rodrigo. Well, I mean, Terry's using Guardian Alarm. Why can't I use mine?
Yeah. So you Ryan you're 5-4 overall. You are tied for first with myself and Terry Foster. DMAC is at 4 and 5. But yeah, let's talk about.
Where's D-Mac again?
He's way in the back. He's way in the back. We don't need to worry about him. But Ryan, I was curious about that. I did see that on Instagram. You guys over there at Feldman Chevrolet announcing your partnership, Feldman Chevrolet of Lansing as well, partnership with Malcolm Rodriguez. So he's in the fold for you guys. And how did that come to be?
So back when the rookies came to Michigan, I formed a relationship with the Detroit Lions, and a couple of their rookies came and got cars from us, and Malcolm Rodriguez was one of them. Funny story is he walked through the door with Josh Paschal, and we knew Josh was coming. We didn't know who else was coming. I was talking to Josh, and I'm like, hey, how did it feel to get drafted? And Malcolm answers, and he's like, oh, yeah, it was awesome. I was here, I was there. I was like, and you got drafted too? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what's your name? He's like, Malcolm Rodriguez. I'm like, what round? He's like, 6. So him and I kind of clicked it off, and our personalities became were very similar, and he's actually probably one of my best friends now. And when I saw the opportunity, I mentioned it to a couple different people in the organization, and everybody agreed, and we entered into a partnership with him. So he bought a car from us. He's part of the team now, and he was really looking forward to doing that with us.
All right. Well, Ryan, as always, man, we appreciate your time there, and we'll give out our picks here coming up in just a couple minutes on the show. But we'll let you get about your day over there selling those Chevrolets at Feldman Chevrolet of Novi.
You see Santa George walk by?
I did.
Santa George in the house. Look at this with the red sweater on today.
Christmas deals in October at Feldman Chevrolet. Exactly. I could do that one. Now, Ryan, we appreciate you, man, and we'll be checking in next Friday as well. 2 weeks we'll be back out there. Yeah. Not this Monday coming up, but the following Monday we'll be back out there. We'll see you then.
Listen, if you are a Malcolm Rodriguez fan, that Tahoe that he's driving, he is going to be giving out a game-worn autographed jersey when that Tahoe is available for sale. So whoever buys that Tahoe will be getting a game-worn autographed Malcolm Rodriguez jersey. He's also been doing some dealership appearances between us. Yeah, I know Spence is probably extremely. How do I get on that list?
Yeah, right.
We listen. There isn't a better person I'd rather have part of this team from the Detroit Lions than him.
He is good
one of the
people.
coolest guys you'll get to be around. So we look forward to having him. He's going to be doing dealership appearances, more social media posts. I think within the area next Tuesday we're going to go around and hand out some gift cards to random people. So that'll be fun to do, and just stay on the lookout for what's to come with him.
All right, well, maybe he can hand out some dignity to you after you go 0-3 this week, and I seize the lead here.
Zero chance of that, man. Listen, once again, okay, I am not a sports analyst professional, and I am still in first place. Let's just keep that in mind.
For about another 36 hours, you are. That is correct. But no, Ryan, hey, Ryan, I appreciate you, man. It's a lot of fun, and we'll be talking again soon.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, go Blue. We don't have the Lions this weekend, so what are we going to say? We're going to say go Wings, baby. Go
All
Wings.
right, there it is.
There we go.
Ryan Paul,
back home, baby.
Ryan Palter, everybody, sales director at Feldman Chevrolet.
RP.
Yeah, good old RP. Updating our picks here. D-Mac, you're going back to the NFL. Well, you like Michigan this week, though, in college.
I'm going to take Michigan this week at the -7. Like I said, I like Terry's 27-17 Michigan win, so that even I can do the math, and that's more than 7. So I got Michigan -7. I'm going. See, I'm on the wish I was you kick, right? So I'm going Jets with the 7.5.
That's a sharp pick right there. In Green Bay? No one likes that.
I just think that the wheels on the bus in Green Bay are falling off. I know it's a Tundra. I mean, don't go by me.
I'm getting that vibe too,
trying
man.
to come back, and I'm riding the Geno Smith train. Arizona coming into Seattle. Seattle home dog +2.5. So there's my 3. I could be 0-6.
Who takes Seattle in that game? Ooh.
A guy who was blinded by what Seattle did to the Lions.
And a guy who's a little bit desperate to try to get back into the mix. T-Foss, you were college exclusive. A couple SEC games and a Big Ten game. Nebraska +13 against Purdue. Nebraska.
I know, but it's Purdue.
I like it. I do like the pick,
It's
though.
Purdue. I don't feel... let me say, I feel dirty about that pick, but I'm still sticking with it.
Would you have picked it if Scott Frost was still coaching?
No, hell no.
Probably not.
No way.
Exactly.
No, part of it is Scott Frost is no longer there, and I think Nebraska has a little bit more pep in their step.
I was told Scott Frost was going to win 9 games this year.
Where did we hear that?
Yeah.
Sam, can you remember where we heard that?
No, it's weird. I must have blacked it out of my mind. Nobody ever said that. Come on. Hey, but for real though, did you know that Nebraska is still on pace for 9 wins this season? It could still happen. Without Scott Frost though.
What a world do you guys realize that we are in a world now where Purdue is giving Nebraska 13 points?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who would have thought this back in 2000 or whatever it was?
Football guys kick off across the pond.
Yeah, who would have thought this a month ago?
Not Sam.
Not Sam Flannel. Absolutely not. Then Terry, a couple SEC picks for you. This one's intriguing. You took Arkansas -1.5 at BYU, and that one smells funky to me. It does. I don't see a way that Arkansas should be favored in this game in the mountains. And you just told everybody not to go against a team in the mountains, and now you're going against a team in the mountains.
I didn't say BYU.
No. Fair.
Arkansas is a real program. BYU is up and down, and I don't consider them a real football team. Arkansas will win that. And then I gotta believe that Georgia is gonna clown Vanderbilt at home.
This is a DMAC-esque show me pick, and if you don't deliver, then I'm out. Georgia giving 38 to Vanderbilt.
God.
He's as only T-Foss can do. He's laying the wood.
If Georgia doesn't beat them by 38, I will never
shut the program down.
I will never bet on Georgia again.
38.
38.
That is a lot.
It's a line in the sand, D-Mac. He's doing your play.
I like it.
He's doing your play.
Rubbing off.
Show me, aggressive this week.
For me, I'm taking Penn State with the 7, and this isn't so much on Penn State as this is Michigan needs to show me. This is the first team that they're playing with a pulse, and I got to see it. Yeah, you show us, man, and I'll take the L. I'll look you guys in the eye on Monday, and I'll say, hey, I'm taking the L there. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it with Michigan, and we'll see. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and I'll stand here in this camera, look right in the camera, and take my medicine. NFL, I'm taking Buffalo minus the 2.5
Buffalo Soldier
at Kansas City. And every fiber of my being, D-Mac, says that you take Kansas City with the points, which is why I'm taking Buffalo.
Okay, yeah.
It makes no sense.
No,
it makes no sense.
All day you're supposed to take Kansas City.
Yeah.
Which I'd like to see. When was the last time Kansas City was a home dog?
Alex Smith was the quarterback.
Yeah.
In the heart of America.
Yeah. Like I think Patrick Mahomes, too, is like 7-0 against the spread as an underdog.
Double secret reverse rotation.
100%. It makes no sense to do it.
Stolen from Africa.
And I'm doing it. Y'all need to get right? You need to get right. And you said you feel dirty.
Yes.
I feel dirty doing this. But emotion does not play a factor in this. Feeling dirty does not play a factor in this. Being right to the tune of 23 out of 31 times. Documented by the Minister of Accountability, Darren McCarty. The Get Right Special, 23-8. We're reversing it this week. We're taking Fresno State plus the 8.5 over San Jose State.
Oh, no, man.
We are.
You sure?
Fresno State at home. They're retiring Devontae Adams' number.
Oh, nice.
He'll be in the house.
Yeah, he's good.
Is he playing?
No, he's not playing.
All right.
And look,
he's going to push somebody down on the way with it.
Everything that I talk about, right? Like the San Jose State defense is for real. It's going to be tough sledding for them offensively in that building on that night. I know Fresno State's on a backup quarterback now. I understand that. But at some point, Fresno has to cover a spread, and conversely, San Jose State will not cover every spread. So this checks all the boxes, D-Mac.
It does.
I don't like that it checks all the boxes, but I'm not here to like it. No. I'm here to get you guys right on a Saturday night.
Get you right.
I'm sorry, guys. I know, and look, I felt the air go out of the room when I made that pick.
No, because it goes to show you how serious it is. I just thought it was like when the smoker. When your grandparents or whatever puts that cigarette out to have that conversation, it's a serious conversation.
Yeah.
You just did because you went against, right, your personal bias. Your personal bias is take San Jose State all the time because we have a relationship there.
Yeah.
But you owe it to the people. You owe it to the accountability and you owe it to the 100%. Record that you've set.
I'm stunned.
No, guys, I don't do this. Dr. Dirty D says it's not so bad being dirty. He said, Dr. Dirty D said, so San Jose State again then, Uncle Neal? No, we're reversing that. We're going Fresno with the 8.5 at home. I don't like doing this. I don't like it.
You think San Jose State finally has a turnover?
The Bills come and do at some point. Yeah. I do believe that too. You want to prop bet it or whatever? You want a little juice to it?
Yeah.
San Jose State will have at least a turnover in this
guys,
game.
don't be scared. Don't be scared. I had to go to the well to do this and stuff like this, but they'd be there for you if you had them. Who am I talking about? Guardian Alarm. It's whether it's for your home or business security or maybe helping you with your football picks and making you feel safe at home, winning or losing, because now's the perfect time to make sure you have peace of mind for your home security from a Guardian Alarm with 24/7 monitoring. You can have the peace of mind of knowing you're being backed by the best in the security business. So I need you to give them a call today. 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
100 and what?
46.
146 straight days of flannel protection. And have you lost a bike on any of these Fridays?
That's my bike, punk.
That's exactly right. Guardian Alarm, give them a call. 1-800.
Stay out. Get out of my house.
Buffalo Soldier.
Guardian Alarm, local security extras. Make sure you tell them. Flannel Sam, he sent you.
Buffalo Soldier.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam?
He's a pro.
Step 2,
he's becoming one.
Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Got to double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @centronworld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Ribbit, D-Mac here for Big Frog. Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Novi. So just stop in, tell them that we sent you, and they will print you one up, bing, bang, boom, right on the spot. Go to Big Frog in Novi today or get your free t-shirt and visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. KP says, how about Scott Frost for Michigan's offensive coordinator? That would be interesting.
I don't want that juju in Michigan right now. He was so bad at Nebraska. He might have a good offensive mind, but I don't want him anywhere near Ann Arbor.
Okay, fair enough. Hey,
how do you really feel?
Man, that's just such a switch from what we saw, about a month and a half ago.
Out of his mouth, other than, I wish we could go back right now and show it Sam Flannel dying on the hill. I think I looked over at the point and said, is he really going to die on the Scott Frost hill? So now he's dying on it. But I give him credit. With new information, his opinion's changed, and he's gone a full 180.
Well, the only reason he's not picking Scott Frost is because he's not a Michigan man. You got to be a Michigan man to coaching.
Is that it?
That's it.
That is true. Juice's Ghost, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. That was the whitest "That's My Bike" punk I've ever heard in my life. Can you confirm that, Terry?
What was that?
It was the whitest "That's My Bike" punk ever in the history of time.
I was caught off guard.
Probably was.
I put him on the spot. He couldn't get into his.
He couldn't get into character
right there.
Yeah, he couldn't get into it. Real quick, Pistons. Obviously, we've talked a lot of Red Wings. I just wanted to bring this to the light. Pistons are talking about a new jersey, Spence.
Yeah.
not like full time though, right? What's the backstory?
City edition.
City edition.
Yeah, just wear a couple games out of the year. It's based off of a church downtown, but a lot of people are saying it looks like a Verner's can. And
I asked you because you're Sparty Green. Do you like it?
I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's kind of mid. I hate Verner's, so if that says anything. But I don't mind it. It reminds me of those Dallas Mavericks jerseys, the green ones.
It reminds me too much of a Celtics jersey, man. I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's true. I don't hate it, but every time I look at it, I get thirsty.
For Verner's.
It does look like
because you're
Verner's.
a normal person. You like Verner's.
Right, I do.
You're loyal to your area.
Now I'm
unlike
loyal to
Spencer.
my taste buds. I like Verner. I like that.
Because Verner's good.
I like when
Unlike
it kicks
me.
you in the teeth.
It's not just Verner's. It's just ginger ale in general.
Why?
Ginger ale's mid. It's not, and I'm not.
You ever throw some bourbon in it?
Yeah, I don't do that. But
it's all in the presentation.
It's different.
Nicholas Duncan says it looks like Bucks jersey. I got that vibe too.
There's something that they have something, but don't you want to throw some blue and some red trim in there to make it look Piston-ish-y? Because it really doesn't look. I sort of like it. I like that they switch the D up if it represents something in the city. I get it, but I don't know, color scheme. I like that green color, but as far as Pistons jersey, it reminds me more of Boston or Dallas.
Yeah, I get Milwaukee vibes from it too, and usually because I've been in the minority. I've liked all their City Edition jerseys. I thought they've all been really, really good.
I didn't like the gray ones, but the Motown ones, I like those ones. I like the Motown ones.
Yeah, those were pretty sweet.
What about the red ones?
The red ones were pretty good.
I like the red ones.
I like the red ones too. Well, I wonder when this is going to grab the NHL full time, where it's going to be a mandated City Edition type.
Their jersey,
deal.
I just hope that we go black. We finally crack out that black one. The black.
Why haven't the Wings done that?
Well, they
practice jerseys are black.
Yeah, but that's the D-man's jersey. But I'm saying with the black and red, you've seen some of the. I've seen some pretty cool ones that I wish we wore, that fans wear, right? So I don't know. I got to think that it's going to evolve into some sort of third jersey. I do like our throwback Winter Classic jerseys with the big D, or even the old school Detroit.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like the ones with the ropes in the collar. You know, like the Rangers jersey.
I always took
That's
my
the way
ropes
it
out.
used to be.
Yeah.
I didn't want anybody to choke me with them. That's the whole thing. So I used to tell Maltby, you might want to take those out, bro. I can't protect you from getting strangled.
The WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Jack Harrington says, Braylon for Oscar. Juice's Ghost says, you know what? Why wait? What do you think? You think we should submit that? Braylon's Cintron commercial to the Oscar committee?
Absolutely. See the heavyweights recreate that one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Why wait? Yeah, we can throw it in there. What is the
criteria?
Well, yeah. What's the commercial awards called? Because I know there's like the Tonys for.
I think it's Emmys, right?
Emmys?
It should be the
Is it
Goofies.
Emmys?
The Goofies.
Braylon's going to be in it.
The Goofies.
Yeah, so I don't know. Hey, got a question for the guys here. DMAC 2 will tell you who's going to score the first goal for the Red Wings when we come back after I tell you about Big Boy's Burgers and Loaded Fries. For a limited time only, the all-new Burgers and Loaded Fries are at Big Boy. It's not just a Slim Jim. It's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? It's the Bacon Blue. Upgrade the fries, people. What's wrong with? What kind of heathen are you if you're not going to upgrade the fries? The chili cheese fries, the baked potato fries, the nacho fries. Satisfy all those taste buds at Big Boy.
Burgers and fries.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Old Uncle Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D with spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get the best deals. They'll beat all the competitors' prices by at least $5. Spencer, listen up. You can get the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Cal Tan, and Swedish Beauty Lotions as well.
Oh, yeah.
ChiliPeppersTanning.com. That's the website. They got the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters, 27 locations, and more on the way. It's Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tan. Sorry. A little late there.
Back at it. Final segment of the week. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. I opened it up for questions. And D-Mac, who's going to score the first Red Wings goal of the season?
Well, you know what? It's it could be a plethora of guys, obviously, but I think this is if we see this happen, I'm a big, moving it forward. But I think Dylan Larkin gets this team off to the board, off to a good start this year, and it will be on the power play. Just a little bit of a caveat. But I think Dylan Larkin is the one that gets this season off with the first Wings goal. Hopefully it's the first goal of the game.
Tyler Bertuzzi.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And the irony is he couldn't play in Canada. He's playing a Canadian team at home, so he'll plop in the first one.
I like that too, T.
Yeah.
Good.
And not only will it be the first goal of the season for the Red Wings, it'll be the first goal of the game tonight, so get in.
You think won't be down 4-1 when it happens?
Nope.
All right, good.
They're a minus 165 favorite. Just saying.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with Lucas Raymond. I think he'll get the first goal of the season for the Red Wings because he's coming out. I think he's going to take a huge leap, be a 30-goal scorer guy, and I think it starts tonight. Let's do it.
Bertuzzi's going to push 40. What do you got, Spence?
I think it's going to be David Perron. on the power play. Like D-Mac says, on the power play, but I think it's going to be Perron. I think he sneaks one in there.
All right, there you go.
Oh, I'd love
and
to
then
see it.
we're
I'd
all
love to see
wrong,
it.
and it's Verona, and we're off to the races. There we go. The over-under for Verona.
I just
35.
one thing before I get, because we have a Sam Flannel question in here.
Oh, I like those.
Can I just ask this humbly?
Yes.
Just ask this.
Go ahead.
Like, can we just not get buried the first 2 weeks of the season? Can we try that once with one team? Can we try it just for a second, just to see how it feels?
Sounds like because that's what you think is going to happen with the Pistons too. So really, your only hope.
No,
is
but that's
for
all
August
we've
next
seen
season.
in this time.
Yeah.
I know. I get it. I'm with you, Neil. Yeah.
Can we just, like, I don't know, play from ahead once? Can we be the 4-1 Giants of the NHL? Huh? Can we try it? Let's just try it and see. Is that fair?
I'm with you.
Hell,
I don't think
I'll
that's too
settle
much
for
to
the
ask.
8-7-1 Red Wings after 16 games.
1-1-3. 1-1-3. Implement the 1-1-3.
I just, like, can we just play from ahead? Please. Please. No 06 and an overtime loss, all right? None of that. Just play from ahead, please. In the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Jack Harrington asks Flannel Sam, will you cry if Penn State wins tomorrow?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Won't you cry tonight?
I definitely
Penn State beat you.
I definitely won't cry, but I will be in a bad mood for the rest of the weekend and probably the following week. So that's my answer. I don't cry during sporting events, but they do F me up for a while, especially Michigan games.
Robert Horry made me cry.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Minnesota Twins in 1987 made me cry. Little 6-year-old Neal Ruhl.
Poor little thing.
Yeah. Just the heat of them chasing down the Blue Jays to get in the playoffs, and then you lose to that mid-Minnesota Twins team.
It was the heat.
They won like 85 games that year, dude. That stupid-ass stadium that they played in, the Metrodome.
Oh, it's the Hanky Dome.
Yeah. It's so grim.
Easy asked to actually, Easy pick Verona to score the first goal, which is good. But I just saw Easy asked a pretty good question I want to answer.
Yeah, what do you say?
If there's a fight tonight, who's the guy to get in the first?
Who's the
fight
first
for the
fight?
Wings? No. But he doesn't understand. But the Ben Sherratt leadership.
Yes.
Physicality, whatever. When
Let's
you
come
go
out
to
there
a
and
new
set a tone.
Listen, my thing when I went to Calgary or whatever, I'm getting in a tussle first few games just to let the boys know you still have the old thing. Brendan Shanahan, when he was acquired here, fought first game in L.A. That's the old school mentality. Not saying that it will or won't, but if it does, look for Sherratt to set the tone.
I was going to say Sherratt or Mata. I can see dropping them. Maybe even Rasmussen, because Rasmussen got it after it a couple times last year.
Yeah, but who's
how about this? The
who's
only
the
guy
alpha
you
dog
want
fighter
fighting
on the
that
wings?
roster is
Yeah.
Sherratt right now because there's no Smith.
That's fair.
So just
That's a
leave
good
it there.
question, Terry. Who is that, D-Mac?
Who's that?
The alpha dog fighter on the wings.
It would be Ben Sherratt.
Okay.
It would be Ben Sherratt since Giovanni Smith's not there, but those are the two guys that you want doing them. Guys that can do it. Like Sherratt's legit. Like he's a legit like heavyweight.
Could you imagine if Sherratt scores a power play goal,
and then fights after
then gets in a fight? Like, this whole town's britches.
He gets the Gordie Howe hat trick.
This whole town's britches would be
Yeah.
altered, and they win like 5-1 or
Yeah.
something like that,
Well,
or a
be-
shutout even.
Be prepared to watch him bring that. You know that sort of calm, the sort of thing that we saw. Like Nick Lidstrom didn't need Larry Murphy, but when he had Larry Murphy, it just was like totally unfair. And so look at that from Mo Sider, from Ben Sherratt in a physical way, not in a talent, but in a physical way. We call it keeping the flies off the big guys.
Stephen Baffey, Neil, have you not watched any University of Michigan games this year? No, I've watched the whole exhibition schedule. All of them.
Hey, Penn State's a test, though.
Was that a tone thing?
Once again, he told the truth,
You
but
just flat out
he
just
was
told
being
him
bad.
That you don't. Hey, here's the thing. You know why Sam Flannel's going to cry if they lose to Penn State? Because their national championship Final Four hopes will be gone.
No, they're not. No.
If they lose to Penn State, they're not beating Ohio State if they can't beat Penn
Well,
State.
I mean, but the chances aren't gone.
If they can't beat Penn State at home, you think they're going into Ohio State?
No, I'm not saying that, but they still have an opportunity.
just
They will
saying.
be saved at every.
There's no opportunity.
They can lose this game and still win and still go to the playoffs and win the national title.
100% if they win out after that. But like D-Mac said, it's not going to happen. If that's kind of my barometer. If Michigan goes out and kind of like smacks Penn State in the mouth, I think, hey, this might be a team that can beat Ohio State. But if they lose, or if it's even a close game and they don't look impressive, I'm not so sure.
All right, tomorrow, 4 o'clock, TV20, Detroit City FC's final regular season game at Keyworth. Already sold out, by the way. Place will be electric. I know T will be glued to the television set, so you guys should too. What do you got popping, D-Mac?
I'm on my way to the airport, headed out to Bonnieville, Alberta. See you guys.
What do you got going, T?
Apple Orchard Cider Mill.
Man, you should save that for a Lions Sunday.
Oh. Well, they're not playing, so I can go.
Well, you could go anyway.
I could, but they're so entertaining.
What do you got,
like
Spence?
Nothing.
All right, good talk. Sam Flannel, what do you got?
Probably more wedding planning and a date with my fiance.
All right,
tomorrow.
good talk. All right, appreciate everybody tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Have a great weekend. For T. Foss, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, and D-Mac, my name's Neal Ruhl. Well, see you later.